All right, fellas, how's everybody doing? What have we been playing? What have we been watching? Anything exciting?
I think all three of us have still been kind of in a Destiny hole. Am I correct?
Yeah. Well, I've been in some kind of hole. Starting it off right. Yeah. So I guess Justin and I talked a lot about Destiny 2 last time, and we talked you into picking it up. What's your take on it so far, Andy?
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I just got to level 20 earlier this week. So,
Nice.
kind of ready to start that grind. I haven't even gotten to the last planet, I don't think. It's pretty easy to get to level 20 in that game, obviously, just by doing side missions and whatever.
Easy.
Yeah. Which is good.
Events?
Yeah, a lot of public events, yeah.
Gear grind comes now.
Yep. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I mean, I'm guessing toward the end I'm going to really not be liking that part, but hopefully it's not that many hours overall to get, what is it, 275? Is that where you want to be?
Yeah. You can get to 260. Like, I feel like the progression to the light level, like 260, happens at a really steady pace. It's after that it starts to slow down a little bit. You're not getting, like, the instant gratification where you're always picking up something new, but I don't know. I mean, you get to do plenty of strikes and other public events leading up to that keep it interesting.
Sure, yeah.
We get the Crucible and the Trials of the Nine on the weekends, too.
Sure. So what do you get out of the Crucible? I'm not a big multiplayer guy, or, PvP, but what do you get out of it?
Well, you get a chance at any type of gear. After you complete a match, you always have the chance for any engram to be given.
Is that based on performance or not?
No, it's just random.
No, yeah.
Ryan gets engrams all the time in PvP, and he's not good.
No, I'm awful. I actually really dislike the PvP in Destiny 2 a lot. It's not for me.
Cool. Yeah, I guess my problem's been, I haven't been playing it every day either, because I've been bouncing around a lot of different games lately.
There's just so much good stuff coming out.
Oh, yeah. Another sequel, I guess, SteamWorld Dig 2 for Switch I played that in probably a week. It's not a really long game, but I really put my time into that one. It's a huge improvement over the first one, and I really like the first one. And this one is just so much more like a Metroid to it, I think.
Yeah, it's it feels so much more like a full package than the first one did, where the first one was just kind of almost like a time waster. I feel like they fleshed out every little aspect of the game, from controls and power-ups and pacing. The visuals, they're not a huge improvement, but they're a little bit more polished, I think.
Yep, for sure. And a lot more tools in this one. A couple more, I guess, for traversal, and a lot more interesting puzzles, I think, in this one too.
Yeah, I'm really liking it. I haven't beaten it yet like you have, but I'm near the end, and I'm kind of almost just holding off because I just don't want to finish it because I enjoy playing it that much. But it's great. I knocked out most of it in a couple afternoons, and I don't know. It's so easy. The flow and the pacing and everything just makes it so rewarding to keep progressing through it at a good clip. I don't feel like I've gotten hung up anywhere or it's been frustrating. It's just been a awesome experience.
Yep. I feel like you do the same loop every 15 minutes, but there's always a new tool or a cool upgrade that you got that you just want to immediately take back into the mine and try it out. So it's just one more time, and it's kind of addictive.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and then just even the drive to find the next fast travel point. I'm always super pumped on the next area to jump down and fly back up, and I like that. I like that just revisiting the surface too in this one instantly refills your lamp and your hearts. You don't even have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. It makes it a lot more smooth and player friendly, to be honest.
Yeah. And I guess the other one on the Switch I've been playing, which lately it just seems like it's just the perfect indie machine, but
yeah, for sure.
I picked up Golf Story. And that one it's a golf game at its heart, but it's also kind of like a 16-bit looking RPG. where you're it's kind of a free range of all these different golf courses that you're going to. You can lay down your golf ball at any point and just hit it wherever you want. There's a lot of like,
So you do actually play golf.
quests. Oh yeah, for sure. There is golf, but a lot of it is kind of like quirky quests on like, hey, can you hit it over, across this turtle to the hole, So that part's fun, but the golf in it is pretty good too, I think. I'm having a lot of fun with it, I guess, but
I heard the story is pretty
it's got
ridiculous and funny.
yeah. Yeah, there's some pretty good humor in it. You wake up, and then what I did was, immediately check everything in your house, because that's what you do in RPGs, is just click everything, because there might be an item in something, right? And that's honestly one of my biggest things in Destiny, where I'm constantly like, I feel like it's Borderlands, where you have to look everywhere to try and find loot or something. It's like, Destiny is just not that game, There's some boxes here and there, but it's not quite like that. But that's kind of my own problem. But with Golf Story, the humor is pretty good, because like when I was clicking around in my house when I woke up from getting out of bed, click the bed again, I hop in bed and then basically take a nap, and he's like, I can't believe I just wasted all day. That was a horrible decision. And I'm like, yes, I totally relate to this guy.
Well, I heard, like, doesn't the story open up with you, like, getting on the phone with your wife or girlfriend and being like, screw you, I've got to go golf, and you run off?
Yeah. Yeah, basically, you're like kind of a deadbeat, it seems like, and you're like, I'm going to be a pro golfer, and you go to the local golf course, and, the owner's kind of like a shitty guy who's just using you, and he just kind of doesn't care about what he's doing in the golf course. He just wants to make money. So he's just kind of using you and basically like spying on like the other golf courses, and you're just kind of his handyman, I guess. But
Nice.
yeah, so far having a lot of fun with it. I could see where if this goes on, 15 hours, you might get a little bit bored of the golfing, but hopefully they kind of amp up the ridiculousness to keep you going on that. Change it up.
What does that game cost? Is it 20? Or is it 30?
I think it's 15.
Oh, 15, okay. I might check it out.
I think so.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, I've been playing another Switch game also, sticking on the Switch train. I had the demo of Snipper Clips, and I played it a little bit with my wife, and she was just god-awful at it. It was just, she tried, but it was sad. And then I sat down the other day with my 5-year-old daughter, and she's incredible at it and loves it, so I bought the game, and we've been playing through it together after school and work at night, just progressing little by little, and she's amazingly good at the game. So we've been having a lot of fun with that. That is, I like that game. I like the puzzle elements, I like the co-op, but once you get to like that third and fourth round of levels or worlds or whatever you call them in that game, it just gets so damn tedious. It almost stops being fun.
Yep. I think that's right where we stopped too.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm having a blast with it. My daughter and I both are. And actually, the crazy thing is I had to go up and do something upstairs to set my son up, with my daughter. So they're 5 and 3 respectively. And they actually ended up going through and beating like 4 stages on their own from that first world. I was kind of amazed. I'm sure my daughter did most of the, controls, but, still kind of incredible. They were just, when they I think the first one they beat together was there's a level where you have to essentially use a claw machine to pick the other person up to complete the puzzle, and that was the first one they did.
Yep.
You should have heard them, like, just the thunderous cheers of joy and, like, immediately running upstairs, so proud of themselves. It was kind of awesome.
There was the two things I didn't really, a lot of those puzzles actually have a lot of movement requirements in there too.
Yeah.
And cooperative movements kind of, so that gets a little bit tricky. But I think the worst offender, and me and my wife did this, and we're playing through this game, and at some point we were kind of just like yelling at each other and kind of almost got in fights because we're trying to explain what the other person needs to do.
Oh, yeah.
But there's no real way to explain in that game. Or at least it's really hard to communicate the other person what you want them to do. Yeah. And then it's just constantly not doing that. And then both of us getting frustrated.
Right. Yeah, I find, like, I bet every other round we get into, like, a discussion where it's like, okay, turn towards me. Like, no, the other way. No, the other way. It's like, it's an endless cycle of, but yeah, I would agree. At some point you reach a frustration level where, I mean, luckily I'm playing with my daughter, so I can kind of keep it calm, but if it was me and my wife, I'm sure it would come to blows. So.
That and like you're cutting out like an intricate thing that you need, and then the other person accidentally cuts you.
Oh my God, yes. Well, so this is great. So we got to one of the ones on like the third stage, and Dad and I were playing this last night. I think you have to cut a spaceship out. So you have to make 3 perfectly round holes, which sucks because it's so hard to cut that. And then you have to trim the outside of the ship. And we get all the windows done, and we have to cut one last corner out, which requires me to one of us to stand on top of the other one. So I'm standing on my daughter. And then I'm going to cut this last corner. Well, she's not paying attention. It's a joystick, not a D-pad. And she just keeps holding over and runs all the way back and presses the end of the button and just resets the whole thing. Like, wipes everything out that we've done. And it took us like 10 minutes to get to this point. And I'm just like, well, we're done. Like, that was it. We're done for tonight. Like, I just about lost it. Yes.
Yeah.
Frustratingly fun. Yeah. I could see where it got a lot of press at the initial launch. I mean, I'm having fun with it. I don't know how much more time I'll sink into it past where we've gotten, but, you know, I would say it's a good family fun or feud game for sure.
Yeah. I think it's getting a digital or a physical
Oh, really?
in a month or so with
they gonna have some
extra
additional
content in it or
content?
something like that.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.